Hello, and welcome to the SEBB Program Updates and Reminders for 2022, Part 2. You'll find Part 1 on the BA website under Training Materials. So some of the things we're going to talk about in the agenda today are entering the date of eligibility. What's the difference between the date of eligibility and the effective date? And then we're going to talk about the new dual enrollment policy or rules that came out effective January 1st, 2022. And then lastly, we're going to provide you with reminders, tips, and resources. If you haven't already, please sign up for Gov Deliveries from SEBB Outreach and Training. You can find that and register for Gov Deliveries on the Benefit Administrator's webpage under Notices and Updates, Register for Gov Delivery. All you have to do is click on the black button, Register for Gov Delivery. That'll take you to this page here, enter your email address, and then hit Submit, and then you can check the boxes of the Gov Deliveries you would like to receive from different agencies. Please check SEBB Outreach and Training. If you're already registered and you're not receiving Gov Deliveries, as 1BA reminded us, please enter your email address, hit Submit, and then you want to go ahead and click on Subscriber Preferences. What that'll do, that'll allow you to go back in and recheck the SEBB Outreach and Training box so you can start receiving Gov Deliveries from Outreach and Training. So now we're going to talk about the date of eligibility. So now we're going to talk about some of the definitions of some of the terms that we're using here. So the date of eligibility is the date when a school employee becomes eligible for the employer contribution towards SEBB benefits. This date that's entered into SEBB My Account also starts the 31-day election period that allows your employees to go into SEBB My Account and elect their benefits. This is typically the employee's first day of work. So this is not the effective date when coverage would start. This is the date that they're actually eligible for the employer contribution. The effective date is the date when coverage or benefits actually begin for that employee. This date is never entered into SEBB My Account. Also, it's the date when health insurance coverage starts. As a reminder, SEBB organizations should never enter the date when coverage begins in SEBB My Account. SEBB My Account will automatically calculate and determine the effective date of coverage once you enter the date of eligibility in the system. So the problem is some SEBB organizations, not all, but some are not correctly entering the date of eligibility into SEBB My Account for all new employees. They're incorrectly entering the effective date when they would like for their SEBB benefits to begin. This is where when you're adding a new subscriber, this date is when the employee is actually eligible for SEBB benefits for the employer contribution. This is not the date when coverage begins. Again, that's the date the employee established eligibility. The effective date benefits begin is automatically calculated in SEBB My Account based off the date that you enter in this field right here. Again, that is the date of eligibility when that employee is actually eligible for the employer contribution towards SEBB benefits. This is not the effective date. So the impacts to entering the wrong date is that this employee has no access to SEBB My Account to make their elections within their 31-day election period until the date that you entered into SEBB My Account. So also coverage would begin a month later. And then that employee and their dependents will go without benefits. So here's an example here. So the date of eligibility that was entered by a BA is November 1st of 2022. That employees and their dependents coverage will not actually begin till December 1st of 2022. Again, it begins on the first day of the following month. So looking at this situation here, this BA probably wanted their benefits to start on November 1st when they should have been actually entering the date of eligibility. So if the date of eligibility was October 5th or October 10th, their benefits or coverage would actually begin November 1st like this BA wanted. But instead, they entered November 1st, and now their coverage isn't going to begin until a month later. What's the impact to the SEBB organization? Billing and invoice errors, the employee not showing up on their monthly invoice. The incorrect date is transferred to pay one. Again, if this happens, you must send a fuse to correct the date incorrectly entered to our outreach and training customer service representatives. Do not attempt to manually change this date once you've entered and submitted the date in SEBB My Account. So there was a Gov delivery that was sent last year on June 29th, 2021. And it talks about determining the dates, determining the date of eligibility, and then versus the effective date. What dates if an employee is eligible in August compared to if that employee is eligible in September. And then it also talks about the first day of work. If the first day of work is between September 1st and the first day of school, then the date of eligibility and the coverage effective date are the same. So if an employee date of eligibility is after the first day of school, then their coverage effective date would be the first of the following month. It's a great article read. It's really simple to understand and apply this when you're entering the date of eligibility in SEBB My Account. So let's take a look at an example here of an employee that's eligible in September. So employees whose first day of work is in September after the first day of school, benefits begin on October 1st. And this is normally the case throughout the rest of the year. Here's the example. The employee's first day of work is September 10th. This is the date of eligibility that you enter into SEBB My Account. The first day of school is September 7th. And because the first day of work is after the first day of school, benefits would begin the first of the following month, which is October 1st. Another example, the employee's first day of work is September 8th. This is the date of eligibility that you would enter into SEBB My Account. Because the first day of school is September 7th, prior to the first day of work, again, their benefits would begin October 1st. As a reminder, SEBB organizations should never enter the date when coverage begins in SEBB My Account. Again, this is automatically calculated and determined by SEBB My Account. As a reminder, please use the eligibility worksheets when determining eligibility and when that employee's first day of work and when their coverage would actually begin. In section 2 here, it asks, what is the date of eligibility? You would enter the first day of work in the school year. And in section 3, it automatically gives you some examples of how you would calculate when coverage begins. And again, this date in section 3, you would never enter into SEBB My Account. Section 2, that date is the date that you would enter when you're adding newly hired employees. As a reminder, when you're entering dates within SEBB My Account, when you're talking about the date of eligibility, when adding newly eligible employees to SEBB My Account, refer to the date that's determined on the appropriate worksheet. Again, every employee, whether they're eligible or not eligible for SEBB benefits, should get a worksheet. Again, this is notification and proof that you provided them, letting them know that they're either eligible or not eligible. And this will help you avoid any appeals from employees. They were notified. Every employee deserves to be notified if they're eligible or not eligible for SEBB benefits. And again, you never want to enter the date coverage begins in SEBB My Account. This is automatically calculated based on the date of eligibility that's entered. And then lastly, the month of September, employees who begin work on or before the first day of school, again, the date of eligibility and the effective date will be the same. So now we're going to talk about the dual enrollment policy and changes that came out with an effective date of January 1st, 2022. So when it comes to defining terms, what is dual enrollment? So an employee or dependent is dual enrolled between programs if they are enrolled in medical, dental, vision coverage under both the SEBB program and the PEB program. An employee or dependent is dual enrolled in SEBB if coverage under two accounts within the SEBB program, meaning that if there's two subscribers that are eligible for SEBB benefits and they have children, both those children cannot be on both dental on both subscriber accounts or vision on both. Now you can have a child on vision on one account and dental on the other account, but both children cannot have dental on both accounts and they can't have medical or vision on both accounts. Again, that would be considered dual enrolled. So let's talk about newly eligible employees that are enrolled in PEB benefits. So these employees must choose what program they would like to have their medical, dental, and vision benefits, as well as their dependents. So if they do choose to enroll in PEB benefits, they must waive their SEBB benefits. And if they choose to enroll in SEBB benefits in SEBB My Account, they must waive their PEB benefits. So as you're entering new employees into SEBB My Account, Once you click on the Employment tab and you start filling out all their information, their date of birth, social security number, and at the bottom of that page, you'll see enter their address, you'll get a message here that states, this subscriber has enrolled in SEBB program. Dual enrollment between both programs, SEBB and SEBB, is not allowed. Subscribers can waive medical, dental, vision benefits in SEBB to remain in SEBB program, or they can enroll in SEBB benefits and their SEBB benefits will be ended. Again, this is a message that you would acknowledge, hit approve, click submit changes. This is letting you know as a benefit administrator that this new employee that you're entering into the system is enrolled in both SEBB and SEBB program, and they must choose one or the other. So if an employee is a SEBB eligible employee, the benefit administrator must access the employee's SEBB My Account profile. You want to go ahead and check the box here in yellow stating eligible for SEBB benefits within the employee's employment tab. And what this does, checking this box allows that employee to now waive their dental and vision coverage in SEBB My Account. So don't get this confused that if an employee is just waiving medical, that you don't need to check this box. They just go through as they normally do, and when they're selecting their medical benefits, they can just check the box underneath the medical benefits that they choose to waive their medical benefits. The only time you need to check this box is if an employee would like to go with the SEBB program and they want to, and this checking this box will allow that employee to waive their dental and vision coverage. As a reminder, there are dual enrollment frequently asked questions for benefit administrators. You can find these on the SEBB website under Quick Reference Guide, Dual Enrollment across programs. On the BA website, you'll find quick reference guides on the right-hand side. Go ahead and click on that. That'll bring you to this page. And where it states on this page, go ahead and click on the link Dual Enrollment in the middle there. And that'll take you down in the page. And under Dual Enrollment, you'll find the Dual Enrollment across programs frequently asked questions. So now I'm going to go ahead and provide you with reminders, tips, and resources. So the biggest resource as a benefit administrator is the SEBB BA website. Again, you can access your eligibility tools. You have hot topics. You can access all the forms and publications. You can get all notices, reminders, updates under the notice and updates. You can also register for FUSE. You can register for Gov deliveries as well. You can access the eligibility worksheets, the quick reference guides, the training schedule. You can register for any of our webinars and the training materials. Our previously recorded webinars are located in this area as well, along with the manuals, the accounting manual, and the SEBB My Account manual. And there's additional information at the bottom for medical, dental, vision to include additional benefits, and also the WACs that cover the SEBB program to include the rules and policies and the rates. Another resource would be the 2022 SEBB Employee Enrollment Guide, and you can find this on the BA website. Keep in mind that this is intended for newly eligible employees. Those existing employees within your SEBB orgs, you can direct them to the SEBB employee website for additional information. So if you'd like hard copies of the school employee enrollment guide, you can order that on the BA website under forms and publication. Click on order materials. We also ask that you add, remove, update your contact information for your SEBB organization. And you can find this under your organizational profile tab. This information is used to coordinate coverage, provide file instructions, the files that SEBB organization provides you in the data depot, also to terminate continuation coverage. This allows us to pick up the phone and have a number that we can call and talk directly to that benefit administrator to help you with your employee issues. Again, multiple roles can be assigned, such as benefit specialist, insurance, billing, payroll, and superintendent. You can also remove contact information by clicking the Remove Contact button under this section here. And then you would just go ahead and hit Submit Changes. On February 18th, the February edition of the SEBB Intercom newsletter was mailed out to all SEBB employees. So this newsletter provides important reminders for the new plan year, deadlines for your medical FSA and DCAP funds, also updates coming to the Smart Health and the Healthcare Authority websites, including articles on heart disease and diabetes. Also, there was a Gov delivery that was mailed out on February 7th that concerns upcoming spousal surcharge letters that were mailed to employees covering a spouse or state registered domestic partner that was charged a surcharge for 2022. This provides another chance to reattest to the spouse or state registered domestic partner at the station. So if you receive their 2022 SEBB premium surcharge attestation change form to the SEBB organization, benefit administrators can go ahead and key those in if they are received before February 15th. After February 15th, they must be submitted through FUSE no later than the 11th of March, 2022. There was a Gov delivery that was sent out on January 28th of this year, and it talks about dependent coverage elections that were not saved in SEBB My Account. So this was a system issue that has been resolved, and SOE events within the 60 days can now be processed and keyed by benefit administrators in SEBB My Account. There will be guidance that will be provided for accounts outside the 60-day special open enrollment event period. So you can also check your Data Depot file. There's a file in there for SOE impacted subscribers with a date and your SEBB org number. As a reminder, you want to go ahead and manage your access to SEBB My Account as a SEBB organization. You can review and manage admin access. If you have new admins that come in, benefit administrators that come in or leave that require admin access, you must submit an admin appointment removal form via FUSE for outreach and training to process in SEBB My Account to add or remove admin access only. You can find this form under the Forms and Publication page. Keep in mind that the superintendent's signature is required on this form when you're submitting it via FUSE. As an admin, you can assign user roles such as access management, edit, finance, and read-only access. You don't need to sign a form to require this. All you have to do is check or uncheck the roles that you would like that person to have or not have. And on this form, it's broken down into a few sections at the very top. It's asking for superintendent information, the SEBB organization, and you want to print your superintendent's name. And the center portion, this is the area where you want to go ahead and add a benefit administrator that needs admin access. And directly under that, it'll say removal of SEBB My Account administrator. If you need to remove people from SEBB My Account from admin access, this is where you would insert their name. So if you have a few benefit administrators that you would like to assign, you would submit one of these forms for each one to appoint them with admin access. And keep in mind at the very bottom, it's kind of blended in with the removal of SEBB My Account. This is required every time you submit this form. It's the signature of the superintendent to include the date that he signed. Here are a few tips when you're submitting fuses. When sending a fuse message, please remember to include the full details of that information. We'll get fuses, they'll send a fuse, but they won't include the employee's name, or they won't include the employee's social security number, or forget to include the name of their SEBB organization. So you want to include the full details, including your SEBB organization within the signature block of the message underneath your name. You want to include the employee's first name, last name, date of birth, and the full social security number, not just the last four. Again, FUSE is a secure messaging system that allows you to send secure confidential information to our customer service representatives. Also, you want to choose the category based on the scenario or the question, if it pertains to eligibility or if it pertains to billing or accounting. Please respond within the same FUSE for additional information on the same message. Again, when you reply to an email, you don't open up a new email, you just reply to the email message that was sent to you. Keep in mind that FUSE messages get auto-assigned to our staff members, and our outreach and training team responds in the order in which the FUSE is received. Please do not reply to the FUSE once the incident has been completely resolved, such as "thank you, much appreciated." All this does is increase our FUSE numbers while we're trying to decrease that by completing each FUSE. Another tip for fuses, please do not share the following: our SEBB outreach and training number, 1-800-700-155. That is for benefit administrators only, not employees. Employees should be going to the benefit administrator or the payroll staff. members. Also, the SEBB Division Customer Service number, 1-800-200-1004. This number is only for retirees and those that are on COBRA or continuation coverage members only. Also, do not share the Fuse website with employees. Sometimes we'll get employees acting as benefit administrators trying to submit fuses to get their situation resolved. Also, the outreach and training staff email addresses and direct phone numbers.